Hi and welcome back to my channel. I'm just here to share with you a couple of things that I'm finding of benefit whilst working my plan. And that is of course the Slim and Well plan. Firstly, I want to share with you this watch. Now, I have a Samsung watch which is linked to an app that I can't read. I have a Fitbit which is linked to an app I can't read. But for Christmas, I've got one of my Christmas presents, this watch, which is, I don't know, Heart Kent? Heartkent? Here Kent, Heart Kent, I don't know. It's designed for seniors. That's me. Right, so here on this watch face you have the day, the date, the time, and a step count. Now I've just literally put it on, so the step count should probably be 0. We've not been out yet. This doesn't need an app, it doesn't need charging, it's the simplest of simple things, and it works because we've clocked on the step count what we've clocked previously on the Fitbit or the Samsung, and it's very accurate. You can buy these on Amazon, blue, green, black, there's every colour, mine's navy blue. I'm really chuffed with it because I have a talking mobile phone which has something on it called Be My Eyes, which enables me to take a photograph and then the voice on my phone describes the photograph. So if I come back from walking like I did yesterday, take a photograph of the face of my watch, and it told me yesterday, you have walked 15,580 steps. That enables me to be independent. I hate having to ask somebody else, can you look at this app? Can you tell me what this says? Can you do me this? Can you do me that? I like to be independent. So for 30 quid, this watch has given me a level of independence I haven't had for a long time. And, you know, it's up my sleeve most of the time. It's not an ugly thing. It's comfortable to wear. And I would recommend it to anybody of my sort of generation who doesn't want umpteen apps on their phone. I mean, all my apps tend to end up on Joe's phone, so he can read them for me. But this gives me independence for 30 quid. So yeah, that's a recommendation from me. The other thing that's helping me at the moment is a lady called Mel Robbins. That's Robbins with 2 B's if you want to look for her on YouTube. And she's a motivational speaker. Now, I'd heard her name mentioned around and about, but I've never really been into people like Brené Brown and the true motivational speakers. I don't think I've got the concentration to sit and listen to all this advice and take it all in and remember it and process it, and I'm too old for all that. Some bits resonate with me, but I saw Mel Robbins interviewed on YouTube by Oprah Winfrey. It came up as a recommendation on my YouTube feed. And I thought, I like Oprah, she's alright, but I'll give it a watch, see what this Mel Robbins is like. Well, she said, and this was about a week or so ago, she got a new book coming out and it's called The Let Them Theory. And it was coming out on Christmas Eve. So I immediately got Joe to pre-order it on Audible, and I got it on Christmas Eve, and I'm working my way steadily through it in small chunks, which is the way it works for me. But I have to say that so far it is really combating the control freak in me. I am a control freak, but only because I want the best for everybody. And this book is showing me how to let go by simply thinking, let them. Right? So you may have a kid or a husband or a wife or a partner who does things that really irritate you, you know, because you've got a short fuse like me. and you might be forever saying to them, don't do it that way, do it this way, it'll be much easier, it's much more comfortable, it's much more convenient, all this sort of thing. But the actual practice that is best to adopt is to just say, let them. Just let them. Because consequences for other people's actions won't be yours, they'll be theirs. So if you've got a kid I'm thinking about when Joe was at school when he was a little lad. Joe hated wearing a coat for school because most of his mates, they didn't want to wear coats. So it'd be quite a cold day and you knew the weather forecast was rain. So I'd been nagging at him, and I'm good at nagging. I'd been nagging at him and saying, Joe, you've got a good waterproof coat, put it on. It's going to rain later. I don't want to wear a coat. Put it on. Nag, 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 boss, boss, boss. And eventually he'd put the coat on, he'd go out the door, he'd slam it behind him, and it would rain later. And whether or not he was grateful that he had a coat with him, he didn't say so, but he might have been grateful in some small way. But the thing is, I could have cut out all that nagging and all that bossing and just let him get wet. Because then the next time there was a wet day, he might have thought for himself, I'll put a coat on. It's not my responsibility to change the world, and I needed to learn that. And I think with the help of this book, which I would wholeheartedly recommend, especially my experience of it on Audible, because Mel Robbins reads it, and she's pretty damn good at that. I'll give her credit where credit's due. So the book is called The Let Them Theory. So it's like, do you know, I can stop trying to control my husband. Hi Richard, if you're watching, which you will be at some point. I can stop trying to control my husband. I can stop trying to control my friends. I can stop trying to control my son. I can stop trying to control my mum and my brother. You know, I can do all of that and just smile and say, let them. And I still want the best for them. But it's not my responsibility to point out what the best is. I find out I never do what other people tell me to do. I'm very much an independent woman, very much a woman of choices, very much a strong woman. And if you tell me I need to do something, I'm very likely to go the other way. So why don't I expect other people to do that? Why do I expect them to do what I say? So that's it. My best practice for 2025 is going to be let them. And it's not with a, let them, they'll fall flat on their face attitude. It's with a, let them, because that way they're going to be blessed with new knowledge, new experience, and consequences that might not all be bad ones. So yeah, Mel Robbins, The Let Them Theory. If you like a print book, it's out there. If you like an Audible book, it's out there. It was released on Christmas Eve. It's available to anybody who wants to read it. And if you don't want to buy a book because you don't like having so many books in the house, ask your library to get it for you. Okay? That's my share for today. Have a good one. Bye.